Hello everyone! Welcome to this video on how to monetize your API calls to powerful large language models using Apigee. My name is Yuri and I would like to show you how everything works. Apigee lets you control access to your LLMs and also monetize their usage effectively. With Apigee monetization, you associate a rate plan with your API products. For example, I have an API product called Unified AI with $1 per request rate plan. The product uses Apigee API proxy, a secure gateway between applications and LLM providers. Applications send requests through the proxy to access Gemini, Mistral, or ChatGPT, while Apigee manages access and tracks usage for monetization. To get access to this API product, developers use the AI portal or our developer portal for AI APIs. Here they can discover available APIs, subscribe to the Unified AI product, and receive an API key, and start making requests. In this video, I will quickly show you how Apigee monetization works. Now, for this demo, what I have here on my left is the AI developer portal built on Drupal. I have already logged in and it has signed me into the AI portal. In a separate section of the Apigee API monetization course, we show you step by step how to set up and configure this AI developer portal using Apigee Drupal Kickstart from the Google Cloud Marketplace. Now, at this step, I will show you a few things. In my Apigee organization, I have created a proxy called LLM Route by Client. This proxy allows us to invoke different LLMs based on the developer application configuration. In a separate session of the Apigee App Integration, Agentic AI and MCP course, we provide complete overview of this proxy and walk through the implementation step by step. I have also bundled the proxy into the API product called Unified AI V1. Here's my proxy with its path, and I have also attached a rate plan to it. As I mentioned earlier, in Apigee, we associate a rate plan with a product. My rate plan is called CDN Min Unified AI V1 plan. I also have a developer application associated with it. Here is view of my rate plan, Unified AI plan. Here we have a consumption-based fee tier associated it as well. The token consumption of 1000 API calls is attached to the rate plan. Okay, now that we have looked at that, we are going to switch over to the regular user. My user is a developer who wants to consume my APIs. In the developer portal, when the developer logs in using an account, they can easily go to the model garden and view the API products that they would like to purchase. Here I have LLM token limiting, I have an LLM sample, I have authentication and the Unified AI API. You may recall that the API product we have configured here is Unified AI. This is a Unified AI API here. Alright, so there is a product for this API that I would like to consume. Now, I know that I have money, that I can afford it, and that I can call this API. What allows me to do that? If you look at my account, you will see that I have a subscription to that product, Unified AI. This is what allows me to call the API product. Access to the proxy receives a response and be charged for it. How can I know what is in my account that will allow me to make that purchase? Because I have a prepaid account, I also have a prepaid balance. We can see that I now have $222 in my prepaid account to make calls to the Apigee proxy. Okay, now let's run the test and try to make a call really quickly. Since I already have a subscription, the product is available in my profile. I have a rate plan attached to my product. I'm going to open the application where I added the product. I'm going to get my key really quickly. Now that I have my key, I'm going to return to my model garden, select my product, enter my key. The API key is now entered and I am ready to make a call. But first, I will enable the debug session so that we can get a view of the call. Let's start it. Then I'm going to make a call from within the developer portal to test it. Here's the developer portal. I have created my model garden here, where I can try my API proxy call, and I have entered the authorization key. Here I go to the text generation section to try out my call and select the model I am going to call. I'm going to use Mistral model to generate names for the newly created shop. In my application Unified AI app, I have configured the model provider as a Mistral, which allows us to call this particular model. We'll use a predefined request with prompt to get nice names for the shop from the AI model. We saw that I have about 222 in this account. I will make a few calls. The text here is a request I am going to send in the body of my message. All the prompts that I am going to send will request a name for the retail shop as an example. I am going to execute this call a few times and wait for the response containing the flower shop names. Here's the response. These are the two calls. The calls have now gone through the flow. How do I know whether these calls were monetized? Was I charged for these calls? Let's go back to my account and return to the subscription. Previously we had 222. Now I have $220, so I was charged $2 for these calls. These are two calls that I made. Basically, this was a simple scenario showing monetization at work. Now, there is one thing I would like to mention. Let's look at the debug session behind the scenes. What really happened? There are a few policies that were in effect here that I would like to discuss. First of all, we start with some core policies, including course policy. The course policy allows me to make a call from the developer portal. It ensures that external developer portal domain can make calls to the Apigee. Before course, we use thread protection policy through the flow hook. After course, we validate API key before applying the monetization limit check. The security controls along the model armor are covered in our Apigee Advanced API Security course. The next policy is the monetization limit check policy. What does it do? The monetization limit check policy ensures that I have subscription. It also ensures that I authorize for the monetization. These are some variables that we can look at to validate the monetization limit check. The subscription found variable is here. The monetization limit check value is true, meaning that there is a subscription on this account. There is another variable to check. The monetization limit check status message. Here I have a subscription limit check. That means that monetization is enabled and available. Another policy that is relevant to monetization is quota policy. I also need to have a quota policy in the request path of my call. The monetization quota policy ensures that you have enough quota available for your account. For AI and LLM workloads, Apigee also provides dedicated token-based policies such as prompt token limit to control prompt token usage and LLM token quota to manage and monetize LLM token consumption. These policies allow you to govern AI usage based on the token rather than just the number of API requests. In dedicated sections of Apigee API monetization course, we explain step by step how to monetize APIs, create API products and developer applications, configure and customize the developer portal as an AI portal, add the required monetization policies, and verify that monetization works correctly. Thank you for your attention.